All right, Banditos, let's talk about what just dropped. The Division 2 devs just announced on X, Twitter, that they're going live Thursday, January 30th at 4 p.m. CET or 7 a.m. Pacific time to talk about the PTS for Year 6, Season 3. And then the PTS itself goes live Friday, January 31st. Let's talk about managing expectations. I'm not here to be a doomsayer, and I'm not the fanboy that provides golden shit. No BS, real talk. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
All right, let's be real for a moment. If you've been following the whole Brooklyn DLC delay situation, you already know what this is. A distraction, a way to shift the conversation. They just dropped the news that Brooklyn is delayed indefinitely. And now, instead of addressing that, they're pushing this PTS stream front and center. Classic Ubisoft move. When things go south, change the topic. But let's read their tweet. It says, join us live on Thursday, January 30th, as we talk about the PTS for Year 6, Season 3. PTS begins Friday, January 31st. Now, if you scroll down here and click on David's comment, he asked them directly, are you going to talk about the DLC delay? And then Kexballs, who is Daria, now the product manager for Ubisoft, says, yes. That's all she says, is yes. And David replies, thanks. But I wanted to set up expectations. Remember, the Brooklyn DLC has been delayed indefinitely, but because some people will be in denial over this fact, let me just go ahead and present the statement that they dropped on X yesterday. This is from the devs. You can read everything if you like, but it says here, we've decided to take a little extra time to refine it. Therefore, the DLC will not ship during Year 6. Now, does it say it's going to ship in Year 7? No. Does it say anywhere here it's going to ship during Year 8? No. Does it say anywhere here that it's definitely going to ship? No. However, you can make that assumption because they said we're going to take a little extra time to refine it, which does insinuate that they're going to eventually drop it. Now, I'll give them that benefit of the doubt. If the Division 2 team is still functioning in Year 7, I would suspect that this game would drop sometime around then. And they're not going to say this at all. But my bet is that the launch of the DLC depends on how well Assassin's Creed Shadows does, which is why they're pushing this out beyond without a date, because there may not be a game to support if Shadows doesn't perform. This speculation is based off of what is actually happening with Ubisoft. Not just doomsayer talk, folks. Overall, this is a classic Ubisoft move. When things go south, change the topic. I would not expect the devs to give us any real talk. They never have. It's always been gated. They've always been shallow in their communication. They've never really engaged us straight up. Here's an example. In Season 2, they rebalanced all the weapons and gear. Remember that? During the PTS stream, Yannick was playing and somebody noticed that the St. Elmo's assault rifle had a smaller mag. Nowhere had they communicated that they were nerfing and buffing weapons or that they were rebalancing. It took somebody from the community to notice that detail to pull it out of Yannick, and it put him into a position where he couldn't deny it. That shocked me. They were literally face to face with the community, presenting all of the new stuff we were going to get. And not one time did they mention that they were nerfing the most popular and Division 2 favorites, like the St. Elmo's, like the Striker backpack. And yeah, a lot of that stuff wasn't super consequential, and we got some really good things out of it too. But what I'm pointing out here is their communication. We're talking about conflict avoidance. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about this Year 6 Season 3 release date while we're at it. February 25th. That's when Season 3 officially starts. This was announced alongside the cancellation of the Brooklyn DLC. And of course, the spinsters have already started twisting this into good news. Some are even calling it an early arrival. So let me break this down for the good news bears out there who apparently need more honey. Seasons in the Division 2 are 4 months long, which in itself is already a bad system for players. Season 2 launched on October 29th, 2024, but let's not forget it was delayed by 20 days. That's an important detail. We'll come back to that. Now, anyone with access to a calendar can do the math. 120 days from October 29th, 2024 brings us to March 2nd, 2025. But here's the thing, March 2nd falls on a Sunday and Ubisoft doesn't launch seasons on Sundays. So what did they do? They rolled the launch date back to February 25th. At first glance, this might look like they're dropping it 5 days early. Woohoo! Which is why some people are calling it a big W. But remember, that 20-day delay I mentioned earlier? Yeah, that delay from Season 1 to Season 2 means that Season 3 is actually launching 15 days behind schedule. So no, this isn't Ubisoft suddenly doing right by players. It's just the ripple effect of a badly managed schedule. Tux doesn't forget, folks. And the real problem, this delay pushes out the entire Year 7 calendar. Not only did we get 14 extra days of dead, dry, boring content, but now the next year's seasons are going to be off track too. A few more details on that 20-day delay between Season 1 and Season 2, because this isn't just some random scheduling issue. If you've been following my channel, then you might remember we suspected the delay was part of a multi-step tactic to buy more time for the DLC development. And let's not forget, this DLC has easily been in development for 3 years. Theory was simple. Ubisoft knew a big delay was coming, and instead of dropping that bombshell all at once, they inserted a forced delay between Season 1 and Season 2 to spread it out and soften the impact. Was this deliberate? Maybe, maybe not. But what we do know is that the delay was real, and now the indefinite delay of the DLC is just further proof that the situation behind the scenes isn't as stable as they want us to believe. Now let's talk about what I don't expect to happen during the live stream tomorrow. I don't expect the devs to come clean about when we can actually expect the DLC. I don't expect them to address how the 185 plus layoffs from just a couple of days ago are impacting the Division 2. I definitely don't expect them to mention that the Stockholm studio, one of the hardest hit by these layoffs, was responsible for a huge chunk of the game's environmental design and story-related environments. And you know why? Because that would be too human of them. Instead, we'll get the usual PR script buzzwords like quality, player experience, and we hear you. But are they actually listening? But hey, let's not beat a dead horse. The real issue is still the Brooklyn DLC delay. And when Ubisoft goes live on stream, be prepared for PR jargon about quality and why the DLC was delayed. You already know what they're gonna say. Here's what we need to look out for during the PTS. How many people covering it won't provide critical feedback and will just shower the devs with praise? Watch for the ones giving real analysis versus the ones just hyping things up for access. Unfortunately, the PTS is only on PC, so I won't be participating. Gear quality. How out of touch are the devs when it comes to what the game and community actually need? Will we get more dead gear, or are they finally listening to what enhances playstyle and performance? And here's a big one. Stash space. All season long, they teased the possibility of increasing stash space during live stream Q&As. This came from the extra server space freed up when they abandoned the seasonal character system. Are we actually getting it? Or is that just another Ubisoft tease that goes nowhere? Finally, how punishing will hostile modifiers be? If they're watering down, what about agent modifiers? Will both be balanced, or is this going to be another half-baked system? So here's the deal. I'll be streaming this live, and if you're tired of having smoke blown up your ass, you should tune in. No fanboy fluff, no everything is fine, blue sky stories when it's clearly raining at Ubisoft. I'm not here to be a doomsayer, just real talk. If they actually give us something meaningful, I'll say so. If they dodge the real issue, I'll call it out. Because let's be honest, after everything that's happened, after all the delays, broken promises, and cancellations, do we really trust them to be upfront this time? Or is this just another PR stunt to keep the community distracted, stringing us along? Join me live and we'll find out together. Otherwise, you can count on me till the end. Ride or die, homies.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?